So we just need to put it in place and hope for the best. There you go. 20 mil. 20 mil. Seems to be straight. So now we just have to wait until the glue is dry. I guess we will find out tomorrow. So now these standoffs here, they are glued to the other acrylic here on top of the aluminium sheet, and the other side has a thread, so we can take out the screw here and lift the cover up if we need to work on these bus bars. So that's the plan. So we leave this here for 24 hours now until the glue has settled, and hopefully it all works out. There was actually another tip from the community. Ah, nice. Here guys, look at this. Cover. I just need to undo these 4 screws. Then we can take the cover and slide it on top of the other one. And then we can work on this section of the bus bar. I hope this holds here. I'm not sure. This is acrylic on acrylic with super glue. Well, time will tell. Let me put the cover back on. Put the screws in here. And it's all done. Isn't that nice? What a good idea from one of you guys. I really like this. Guys, welcome back to another episode here from the Off-Grid Garage in sunny hot Australia. I couldn't resist to parallel our solar charge controllers here to get more energy into the battery. The battery was hovering around between 15 and 30% for the last couple of days, and I said this is not good enough, we need more power. So I paralleled the solar charge controllers, and today the battery is full. But we have sunshine today as well, so it's a totally different weather outside. Anyway, I am working here on the back side of our battery shelf, and as you can see, I have already marked our holes. I will install these cable glands on the back side of the shelf where our 70 mil cable goes through, and this is for 25 and 35 millimeter for the solar charge controllers, and this obviously for our inverters and load. And because we have 6 and because we have 6 connectors here, so 6 circuits we can connect, we will drill 6 pairs of holes in here. I will install all the cable glands today. So the PG 25 millimeter and the PG 20 for the solar charge controllers. So I did some testing here. The large ones need to be 50 mil apart from each other, otherwise you can't turn them anymore. You can't get your fingers in between and turn the nut actually. While the PG20s, they can be 40 millimeters apart and it will be totally fine. So we will go with these measurements. I hope it all fits. I don't want to buy another of these back walls here. That'll be the last one, hopefully, ever. And I was thinking about our data cables here, which need to go through in this area here into our 12 or 5 volt compartment where the Raspberry will live in, and well, we will have network in there, heaps of USB from the VE direct cables. So I was thinking of how do I get them in. I could use these large cable glands, but if you tighten the nut, there will be always a gap in between and little creatures will go in there and start a nest and a family. So I really wanted to have something better than this. There are some split glands available. They've got a rubber grommet inside which have a slit basically, and then you push your cable in. This is for thinner cables which actually have a connector connected, so like USB cables or network cables, but I cannot get them quickly here in Australia. They're coming from overseas then, and I don't want to wait for this. So what I thought is what we are going to use for this situation here are some rubber grommets. So I've ordered a whole pack from eBay. They should be here next week. Different sizes. And we will drill or punch some holes in here in this area and put these grommets in. And if I need to, I just poke a hole in there and feed the cable, USB cable, network cable, RS485, whatever we need in the future. It all can go through there. Yeah, unless one of you has got a better idea how to get these cables in. Yeah, the problem is they have a connector already connected to the cable. So yeah, if you know anything better than rubber grommets, let me know down in the comment section. It needs to be quickly and ready available here in Australia as well. I don't want to order something from overseas, from China or something, and wait for 4 weeks, because this would mean we cannot continue with whatever we are doing here until these grommets are here, or whatever it is. And there's also some wonderful good news. A 24-pack of spat. Guys, thank you so much for all your donations. I really appreciate them. And here's the result of it. I really should bring the loot home. Put them in the fridge, right? They need to be cold before you calibrate them. Just in case you didn't know. That's better. So the cable will then come out of our split duct, go a little bit down in an angle, and then it goes into our gland here, connecting to our busbar. So that's the plan. And that's why we need to have a little bit of space between the shelf and our horizontal beam here of the garage. Yeah, I need some space for the cable to bend. And I also need some space for my hand to tighten this lock nut. So we have to figure out what's the best distance from the shelf to the wall to make this all work. So unfortunately, this hole punch set here didn't come with a 25mm die. So the closest is 26.2, which is a bit large for the PG25. Obviously a 25 would be perfect. We've got the PG20 here, and I've got a 20mm hole punch set here, and this fits perfectly in there. Yeah, there's a sealing in here. It'll be fine. I'm sure it'll be fine. Okay, let's give this a try. So I need to drill a 11.5mm hole in the aluminium sheet to make the hole punch work. So I bought a brand new 11.5mm drill bit. Man, I tell you, the further this project goes, the more tools I'm buying. It is insane. But once we have finished this Powerwall project here, I've got a fully equipped workshop here with all the tools you can imagine. Including this hydraulic hole punch set. Well, they're actually not too expensive. And obviously a lot better than a hole saw or even the step drill I used to use. Okay, let's get started. First pilot hole, here we come. Oh, this is... Yep, that's all right. So this is the hand pump here. And it has the same mechanic as our hydraulic crimper, actually. So this is the valve. Put this on close, and then you start pumping. And see how it pulls in this part of the cylinder? Yeah. And this is where this part goes in. And then we open the valve again and it comes out like this. Yeah, so that's how we start. So we put this all the way in, and then we have this big ass washer here on top, and the first part of our die goes on here, and then we put this one through our hole now, and this one goes from the inside, and this is the nut which holds this little part down. Basically it goes like this, and this on top, and in between here is the wall, and then you start pumping and it pulls this one through the material into this part here of the die, and then your hole is punched. It's not even punched, it's pressed. It's a hydraulic press. Okay, let's put this one in here. So there's our hole. Here, I haven't shown you this part here. This is basically the hole size we are pushing out of the aluminium then, and this is the part which gets sucked in. There you go. Okay, so we have this one here. Let me put this one here on top of it, secure it with a nut all the way. There we go. That's it. And now we start pumping. I need to be very mindful of this hydraulic cylinder here. It's very heavy, and once the hole is pushed in, it will probably fall off here. Not sure. So I try to hold it at the same time. Okay, let's see. There we go. That's the aluminium sheet cracking, and I think we are already done. Are we? No, we are not. Okay, keep pumping. There we go. Oh, it comes out. There we go. Done it. Nice, beautiful round hole. There's a bit of a sharp corner here, but it's not bad. From the inside, perfect. This is perfect. Yeah, it pushes the material in this direction, obviously. And then we take this one apart again. We should have a little tiny bit of aluminium in here. There it is. How good is that, huh? And so easy to do. Unbelievable. See, this is how far it goes in then. If I release the valve again, it comes out. Bang. Nice! That's really good. I like it. We've got another 23 holes to go. Of course, before I continue, we should actually check if the gland goes in there. Perfect. That's it. Okay. Where's this offcut here? This 70 mil. There we go. Look at this, perfect. Then you tighten the nut here, and you've got strain relief. It's watertight, waterproof, IP68 it is, and it is good secured. And then it goes into our cable duct. Something like this. So positive on the top, negative on the bottom. And in here, well, I need to tell you something actually. 24 PG Panzer-Gewinde Glands. All connected to our battery shelf now on the back side here. And it looks amazing. This one is a bit out of, I don't know what happened here. It's good it's on the back side. Okay, guys, yeah, well, I have to talk to you now about this situation here in the front, because we may not be able to use the circuit breakers in here. I will use these ones here for the time until we're upgrading the solar on the roof. Because, well, as you can see, these are 63 amp DC circuit breakers, isolators, positive, negative. It's only 63 amps, right? And the charge controllers, they can do 70 amps. So we are 7 amps short. And if we run them on 65 or even 70 amps for longer periods of time, they're getting really hot. And obviously, eventually, they will disconnect, they will trip and disconnect our solar, which is not ideal. So I can get 100 amp DC circuit breakers in there, but not from no arc. These are the largest one for DIN rail mounting. Everything else is not from no arc. It will be something from a Chinese manufacturer. I wouldn't have a problem with that, but the terminals of these different circuit breakers are only 25 millimeters, not 35. And I've got all the cabling inside here with 35 millimeters now. So this would mean not only to replace the circuit breakers out here, but also the wiring in here. Crimp new terminals and set everything up on 25 mil. I really don't want to do that. But anyway, this is only one problem I have, which is in the future until we upgrade the solar here. The other problem is actually further here. I have already stolen this 63 amp circuit breaker here for our solar isolator box there. It's in there. And I thought, well, I need to order some new ones for our inverters, right? Unfortunately not. Because this all worked with the old inverter because it was only a 3 kVA inverter, but the new one is a 5 kVA inverter. And obviously 63 amps is not enough to power a 5 kVA inverter, because 5000 divided by 50 volts of our battery is 100 amps. So we need to have at least 125, maybe 150 amp. Because this beast is able to put out, I think it is a 10 kVA for a couple of seconds when you start motors and everything. And you don't want to have your circuit breaker tripping all the time when this happens. So it needs to be at least 125, better even 150. And there's no circuit breaker out there with DIN rail mounting capability. So in this size here, with 150 amps and 35 millimeter terminals. So what to do? Well, most people use fuses, right? I've already a Victron mega fuse holder here with M8 studs and a 200 amp, yeah, there. It's a 200 amp 48 volt mega fuse. Actually, it's a 58 volt fuse for 48 volt products. That's what it says over here. There. And 58 volt obviously is important because even the fuse is gone, you don't want to have an arc in between. And hence they are producing these mega fuses especially for 48 volts. There are also some for 24 volt. So you need to pay attention if you buy them. They need to be rated for your system voltage. So, well, instead of these circuit breakers here at the front, we have to use fuses. Well, there's no way to put this fuse holder in here. So it needs to go in here somewhere. And I have already put something together which looks like this here. So we've got the 200 amp fuse here in between. This is all bolted together. We've got a 90 degree 70 mil angled ring terminal here, fits perfectly. And here on the other side, I have misused one of our battery bus bars, which came with the EV batteries, right? So I put this on 2 angles here, and now it fits in here. And you can see this bus bar. This bus bar fits perfectly over here. Obviously, we need to drill this up to 8 millimeters, so it fits the stud here on the bus bar. So these 2 cables need to come out. This was for our 63 amp circuit breaker here in the front, which we cannot use anymore. And instead we need to put these Victron mega fuses in there with 200 amps capability. That's what they recommend. Only in the positive line. And I'm so glad I put the positive bus bar over here. Otherwise, well, there wouldn't be enough space here to put this somewhere in without touching the other bus bar. This is the idea at the moment, and this also would perfectly fit with our covers, which sit over here. This one sits over there, and it fits actually underneath this cover. So very good. Now, how do we connect our inverter with a 70mm cable from our mega fuse and the other one here coming from the negative bus bar? Because we need to use these glands now to get out. And I want to show you 2, and I wanted to show you 2 solutions. I'm not 100% sure which one is better and why. I think they are just different. And one solution has the positive up here and the negative down here, and the other solution is the other way around. Positive down here, negative up here. So let's start with number 1. So solution A would be positive at the top, right? Here, positive at the top. Coming all the way in. And the fuse, well, the fuse will sit over there where the cables are now. And the cable goes with a 90-degree ring terminal directly to the mega fuse. And we have this little bend here. Looks clean and nice, right? So this is not a problem at all. How do we connect the negative now? Because the negative bus bar is there and our gland is here where we need to go out again. Well, let me make this one the negative. So the solution for this would be to have it like this. So this is the negative, this is the bottom one, goes here in a loop underneath the positive bus bar again, and then connects to our negative terminal here. I have pushed one of the terminals down a little bit here. It's bended. It would fit the 70mm cable here and point the cable and push the cable actually nicely underneath the positive bus bar here. Again, we've got a crossing here of positive negative. I'm not too concerned because it's only 48 volt and we can use this corrugated conduit here as well as a third layer of protection then. So that would be solution A, right? Positive going up here to the upper gland and the lower one goes in a loop down there. So it would be straight like this, you know, so something like this then. I would make it look nice. Okay, let me show you solution B. Okay, so solution B has the positive here at the bottom, and it would be a similar situation here with a mega fuse. So we're coming here with a positive and going in a bend down here 90 degrees to the mega fuse, connecting to the positive bus bar, right? So okay, that's the same basically, just using the bottom gland for the positive. And now the negative would be going down like this, coming in from the top gland, going down in a bend 90-degree angle again directly to the negative bus bar. Very short connection, clean, right? I like this very, very much. Much better than solution A, where we have to duck under the positive bus bar again. Not my favorite. But, well, then what are we doing with our cover, right? I would need to make cutouts here on the cover where the cable is. And it basically would destroy the whole purpose of this cover then, because we will have cutouts where the cable connects to the negative bus bar. At least the area where the screw is here would be exposed then, even with the cover on. It's not a super big deal. I can use the jigsaw and cut like a U-shape cutout out of this acrylic here. And obviously we have to do this on every single screw then, where we want to connect to. So these are the two possibilities I'm seeing at the moment here. I'm not sure which one is better, which one is worse. I don't like the negative ducking under the positive and going in a big loop here then, going back to the negative. I don't quite like this. So again, this problem persists only for the large inverter here, for the 5 kVA inverter. This one is just fine with a 63 amp circuit breaker in the front. But for the big one here, we need the mega fuse with 200 amps. So we need to find another solution to connect our negative to this bus bar down here. Either solution A with a loop from down there, or solution B would be making a U-shape cutout here in the acrylic and connect directly. And at this stage, I'm not sure what to do. Once we upgrade to another 5 kVA inverter here in a couple of years, we will need another mega fuse in here, of course, then, and we'll have the same issue again. The same challenge, not an issue, it's a challenge. I should have done more research about these circuit breakers. I thought they are already available up to 125 amps or so, but the DC breakers from NoArc only until 63 amps. And everything 100 amps and above will be these industrial MCCBs we have used here. But obviously we cannot mount them on the DIN rail at the front anymore. So, okay guys, I leave this with you. Solution A or solution B for our big boy here. Let me know down in the comments below what you think about this and what solution you would prefer and why. Okay guys, until the next video coming out tomorrow. Yeah, potentially tomorrow. You have a wonderful night, a good night's sleep. Thank you for all your support here. Thanks for all your generous donations. Yeah, we've got some ammunition now in the fridge again. Thank you very much. Okay guys, I shall see you again tomorrow in the next video. And then we make the final decision and build and hopefully get very, very close to connect some cables here to these beautiful bus bars here. Alright guys, until then, stay charged, stay safe, and thank you again for watching. See you then. Bye bye.